Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. I hope you're also doing well, sir.
All well, all well. And how is the preparation?
Can you come
How is,
again, sir? Didn't
how
hear
is your
you.
how is your preparation going on?
It's going decent, sir.
Nervousness?
Yes, sir. A lot of nervousness, actually.
Okay, okay. Don't worry, just relax. Don't feel nervous. It's just a normal conversation that we're going to have today also. And the same thing is going to happen on 16th also. Okay?
Yes,
So no need to worry about that how the interview is going to go. Irrespective of what happens, consider it as a normal conversation. Okay?
okay, sir.
All right. So shall we start?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Rajasthan. I completed my bachelor's in computer science and engineering from Manipal University, Jaipur in 2020. After my graduation, I was working for around 2.5 years with Capgemini as a data engineer. Currently, I'm preparing for government and go on evening walks to relax myself, and I also enjoy playing tennis from time to time. My strengths include adaptability, strong analytical skills, and good communication and interpersonal skills. So,
Okay. Are you working currently or you left your job?
sir, I left my job last year in July to preparation, focus on my preparation for the exams.
Okay. So what was your experience of working as a data engineer?
Sir, it was a rewarding experience in its own. During my time with the company, I learned technical skills, and I think along with it, soft skills also improved greatly. And I learned to work in a professional environment. I think that is something which I'll take throughout my life with me. Although I enjoyed working there, but I felt like I needed some more challenges
Mhm.
and to better utilize my skills in serving the nation.
What does the job of a data engineer entail?
So, as a data engineer there, I was mostly working in a migration project. So I was involved in migrating data for a wealth management client from their offline database to the online database, which was hosted on Amazon Web Services.
Mhm.
Mostly it involves working with data, making sure we are getting clean data, and if there are some discrepancies we found, then to communicate with the upstreams and downstreams team on the found discrepancies and make sure we get a smooth and expected data defined within the schema.
Okay. What are the challenges of handling data in the current paradigm? Because we know as data is termed as the new oil. So what are the challenges that, what do you see are the challenges that we find in handling so much data that we have?
So the first challenge is to, like as you mentioned, it's data is the new oil, but it's the new oil as long as we can get incisive decisions from it. Like we can get insights from it that will help us to make decisions. If we have a
Mhm.
lot of data but we can't extract decision making uh, points from it, then it's of no use. So first thing is probing the data in a right manner, asking the right questions from the given data to get to a point where we can make decisions. And once we have data, because in today's world, all the government are having regulations. Even India passed its digital personal data protection bill. So we need to
Mhm.
make sure we handle the personally identifiable data with sensitivity to be in regulation with all the governments. And along with it, data privacy and data security is also a major challenge because of multiple digital platforms. The target for the hackers or the people who are involved in cyber attacks have also grown, and maintaining the availability of data is also crucial. And these are some of the major challenges I can think of.
Okay. Now, Indian government had been, asking these foreign social media companies for data localization, that the data should be locally stored in India. How do you see the challenges when it comes to data localization, legal as well as on the technical front?
Sir, on the technical front, a lot of companies have started building their data centers in India. Some of the almost all the major players in cloud computing, including Amazon and Google, already have their data centers in Mumbai. So, in just to make sure that they comply with the Indian regulations, they have also divided into subzones where a Indian startup can make sure that the data is stored in the Amazon center present in Mumbai. And in terms of legal actions, we see there's a general data protection law which was passed by European Union, which has forced a lot of companies to go in a direction where they make sure that the localized data is present for the individual countries. So they have taken inputs from that law as well and made sure that they can do the same for India as well.
Do you feel the equalization levy is justified?
No, so it's not justified because unlike European Union, India is a diverse country. So they will for sure have to make some changes in their approach, in the manner they collect the data, because India also has one of the largest you know national identification digitalization, which was done through Aadhaar, and it's a very critical information. So companies would need to make sure that they handle this kind of data in a more concrete manner.
And what do you see are the challenges in, you talked about the UIDAI, the Aadhaar, है ना? So what do you see are the challenges in biometric authentication of all our services? What is the flip side?
So if we integrate all the services, so even if one services is breached or some hackers or someone is able to get into one services, they can through the linkage get all the data. Like suppose if someone gets my Aadhaar data and now that Aadhaar and PAN is linked, they can also potentially gain my banking information, which creates a lot of potential issues for. So,
So recently, you must have heard and read in the news also. Uh, YouTube channel of a very popular YouTuber was hacked.
yes, sir.
So, do you see it as a publicity stunt, or do you see it as a breach of, data and hacking that has been done?
So I think it's a breach of data and hacking. And in order to protect themselves from such situations, people are often advised to keep a backup of their data on their hard drives or on a separate location. So in case of a disaster, they can recover their data. Along with it, people, even Google itself and even government initiatives and private sectors also nowadays encourage people on how to get data smart and protect their digital identity from spam callers and cyber fraudsters.
Okay, wonderful. Now let's turn our attention from data security to national security. Okay, let's move to India's northeast. What do you see are the challenges that India faces in its northeastern frontier?
So India, the biggest challenge that India faces is the insurgency which is present in the northeast and the potential of communal conflicts like the one we are seeing in Manipur. And along with it, it's also located at a region where it's surrounded by somewhat hostile neighbors like China and Myanmar, which is a greater challenge. Along with it, the border terrain of the northeast is a complicated terrain. Like it's not, we don't have a physical boundary there. So militants and drug traffickers and external external sponsored terrorists and militants can also infiltrate through that
Okay,
border.
okay. Name three major insurgent groups in the northeast.
The first one which comes to mind is United Liberation Front of Assam, then
Mhm.
NSCN, Naga Socialist Council of National Socialist Council of Nagaland, which was further divided into two groups: Naga Socialist Council, Naga National Socialist Council of Nagaland (IM) and Kaplang. Other than Mizo National Front is also
Mhm.
a threat active there.
Okay.
United
Uh,
Liberation Front of
okay.
Assam,
Fine. It's
of
fine.
Manipur.
Now, tell me who is the president of Iran?
Uh, so, Mr. Khamenei is the president of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei.
Are you sure?
I think I'm mispronouncing his last name. Oh, sorry, sir. No, sir. He's not the president. He's the
Think
leader.
again.
The president is. Sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall now, but I remember his name starts with P. Uh, I'm not able to recall.
Who is Ayatollah Khomeini?
So he is the theocratic leader of the Republic of Iran.
He is the supreme
He,
leader, and Mr. Masood Pezeshkian is the president.
sir.
Right. So listen to the question a little carefully before you answer. Now, you must have read in the news about the meeting of Mr. Vladimir Putin and Mr. Pezeshkian. How do you see the relations between, Islamic Republic of Iran and Russia strengthening, and how do you see it impacting the, geopolitical dynamics in the Middle East?
So with the recent developments in Middle East and Israel upping its attack on Iran and its subsidiaries, it was not unprecedented to see Russia stepping in and supporting Iran because Russia sees it as an opportunity to counter the influence that US has through Israel in the region, and it
Mhm.
can't allow US to have a greater power there. So Russia defended Iran and backed it up. This could also lead to a proxy war if it's not de-escalated in a diplomatic manner. So,
Can you name the countries that make up the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC?
sorry, sir, no, I'm not aware of the
Okay.
countries.
Uh, you must have heard about this initiative called INSTC.
Can you come again, sir? Your voice broke.
INSTC.
INSTC. So, can you elaborate on the full form?
That is what I'm asking from you.
INSTC. So, so I'm not sure.
International
Is it the Indian?
International International North-South Transit Corridor I was asking about. Okay. Now, there's a country in Asia that is known for its hegemonic policies in Indo-Pacific. And that country is headquartered is has the headquarters of one of the major organizations that caters to countering terrorism. Can you first name the country?
So, I think you're talking about China.
Okay. You guessed the country correctly. Can you name that organization now?
So is it Shanghai Cooperation, the SCO?
Absolutely. Yes. And where is the headquarters of SEO?
Sir, in Beijing.
Beijing. Okay. Which other organization has its headquarters in Beijing?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall. Right?
I give you a hint. It's the initiative of the BRICS countries.
Sir, the Development Bank for the BRICS nation is headquartered there.
Are you sure? Or is it the AIIB?
Asia Development Bank.
I think you should go and check about it, read about it later. Okay. Now, last question that I'm going to ask you is, tell me, what are the challenges that the countries in the Central American region, what are the challenges that we are facing in that region? Can you explain to me?
So in the North American region,
Central American region.
Central American region. So most of the Central American region countries are not that developed, and like poverty is and unemployment, like Argentina is facing economical crisis after a serious economical crisis, and
Is
that crisis has
Argentina
also.
is Argentina part of Central America?
No, so it comes more on the southern side of the American continent, but
So
the
is it
the
a part of
problems.
Central? Is it a part of Central America? Answer this question.
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. Another question. Have you heard of Nord Stream?
Yes, sir. The
Please
gas
tell me.
pipeline.
Please tell me.
So Nord Stream is a gas pipeline which runs through Ukraine and is an initiative between Germany and Russia, and more or less initiative between Russia and Europe to have transportation of natural gas and meet Europe's energy needs. Recently, it was in the news because during the conflict, it was a critical infrastructure which was damaged and led to serious uh, accusations
Okay.
from both sides.
Who is the Vice President of India?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall. No, I just
Okay. Thank you. Your interview is over.
okay, thank you, sir.
So, what's your self-assessment?
Uh, Sir, I think I need more. I need to work more on the geopolitical issues and like to
Mm-hmm.
get a better sense of like mostly I think I need to work on the geography of the world to get a better sense of the countries
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and I felt like some of the answers that even answers to the questions which I knew I was not able to frame the answers in a coherent manner.
Mm-hmm.
That may be a problem.
See, I think the first part of your interview went well when we were talking about data and other things. That was, you handled it well. When we talked about the Northeastern insurgency, you started well, but there were certain knowledge gaps there. So I think we can work on that, bring a little bit more depth in that area, bring some conceptual clarity on what are the things, read about various insurgent groups and their leaders also, names of major leaders, at least one leader of each faction, major, right? Apart from that, I think about the geopolitics, I think we need to work on that a little bit more on the understanding, particularly when I talked about Central America. I think Central America is the region that is just around the Panama Canal, up and down around there. You have Honduras, you have these Suriname, these small countries, all these countries, right? पनामा कनाल के नीचे जो कंट्रीज हैं वो सारी आपकी है ना, वेनेजुएला है, वहां पे वो सब कंट्रीज हैं, राइट? उनको हम कहते हैं सेंट्रल अमेरिकन कंट्रीज. ओके. अर्जेंटीना इज इन द साउथ. That's comes in the that's a bigger, we use the term Latin America for that. Okay. तो थोड़ा सा वहां पे बाकी आंसर्स आपने अच्छे हैंडल किए हैं. I don't see any serious trouble. If you to ask me, your articulation is good, your expression is also good, and your understanding of issues in general is good. Where you can improve a little bit on is gather little in-depth understanding of security issues. That will make your answer stand out. So that is the approach. For example, when I asked about this organization, this was AIIB, which has headquarters in Beijing. The
Yes,
New Development Bank is headquartered in Shanghai. Okay. And Asian Development Bank is headquartered in Philippines, Manila.
Philippines. Yeah.
Just little thought could have, done that. Although factual questions don't define your interview, but easy question you should not miss out on. Okay.
Sure. And so, like, suppose I during the interview I get a question and I am not 100% sure of its answer. So, should I mention it while answering to the panel that I'm not sure or
See, if it is an analytical question, You should answer, even if you have to ask. For example, if you're not sure, you can ask the panel, sir, I'm not really sure about the reasons, but if you allow me, I'll take a reasoned guess. I will try to reason it out. Okay. But if it's a factual question, for example, the Prime Minister of India or the President of India, you don't know who is, then there is no point guessing there,
Mm.
right?
Got it, got it, got it.
That's the idea. Any doubts you have?
Yes, sir. So my first thought was, is regarding the dress code, is it necessary to have a blazer or a normal white shirt and tie will do?
White shirt and tie will do. Blazer is advisable, but if it you can do without blazer also because the weather it's not too cold. So
Yes, sir. And so, regarding the national security issues, so right now I have just touched upon the major issues like insurgency in the northeast and the Jammu Kashmir militancy and like the security bodies that we have. And other than that, is there anything like should I've and I was also worried about the current affairs, like what all to pick on
see,
from the current
cover
affairs.
cover the major current issues that are happening for the last 2 months. Just pick up the major issues and keep reading the newspaper daily. At least if you cannot read it, at least go through the topics. That what's happening in the news, right?
Mm.
And if your interview is a little later during the day, uh, do make it a point to read that day's newspaper also and the previous day's newspaper.
I'm currently reading the papers, but yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir,
So
that's all.
any
Uh,
any other any
and
other
sir,
queries?
sir, any last minute tips to
Just stay relaxed. See, लास्ट मिनट टिप यही है कि इंटरव्यू की तैयारी 4 दिन में नहीं होती. ठीक है.
mm,
इंटरव्यू की तैयारी आपकी बचपन से हो रही है. ठीक है. जब से हमने स्कूल में जाते हैं, हम बड़े होते हैं, हम अपने दोस्तों से मिलते हैं, रिश्तेदारों से मिलते हैं, लोगों से मिलते हैं, वो सारी इंटरव्यू की ही तैयारी हो रही है. तो हमें अपने ऊपर इतना प्रेशर नहीं डालना कि मैं 4 दिन में दुनिया इधर की उधर कर दूंगा. हमें बस इतना करना है कि दिमाग ठंडा रखना है, काम रहना है, जो हमें आता है वो अच्छे से बोल देना है, जो नहीं आता कोई बात नहीं. यही फंडा है, कुछ नहीं करना है. जस्ट रिलैक्स रहो, पढ़ो, अच्छे से मेहनत करो, पर रिलैक्स रह के. नॉलेज का टेस्ट नहीं है, जस्ट रिमेम्बर. बट नॉलेज से क्या होता है, आप थोड़े अच्छे दिखते हो, आप अच्छे आंसर दे पाते हो. ठीक है. सो it is a test of your personality, but knowledge obviously adds a little edge to it. If you are able to reason out अच्छे से, कुछ issues पे आपको पता ही नहीं है, तो आप अपनी personality को express कैसे करोगे? So knowledge is required, but more than the knowledge, even if you have knowledge, you're not expressing अच्छे से, then there's an issue. And that's not a problem with you. All right. All the best. Good
thank
luck.
you, sir.